Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. It's a wild and blustery day outside today and we're looking at a bit of a wild tale now, a rather unsavory rumour, and it is just a rumour, and I have to stress at the very start of this reading that we are just looking at energy, we are looking at rumours, it's all opinion, it's tarot for fun. And there is a disclaimer in the box below, and please read it and please apply that disclaimer to this reading. We're going to check out the energy of this rumor and see what the cards want to tell us. And the rumor is that Prince Harry had some acquaintance and moved possibly in the same circles as Prince Andrew, and Prince Andrew's rather infamous friend who is now deceased, the infamous friend who had a private island and a private jet. Andrew flew on that private jet to that private island starting in 1999 and then again in 2000 and 2006. That was around the time that that famous friend was arrested for the first time. Harry, at that stage, and bearing in mind that Prince Andrew is his godfather, Harry in 1999 would have been 15. In 2000 he would have been 16, and in 2006 he would have been 22. So age-wise, he might have been entering those wild years. He might have been inclined to move in those circles. What certainly from an age point of view would have been possible. Potential is there from an age point of view. So we're going to have a look. We're using the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot, and I can't remember if I showed you the tarot deck because I started this reading earlier and then I got interrupted, and so I had to bin that reading and start all over again. But we're going to have a look. We're going to do a 5-card reading. We're going to find out if Harry ever met this particular gentleman. Gentleman might not be the right term to describe him. If Harry ever availed of any of the services that were on offer through this gentleman, and if this is perhaps the reason why Harry is always quite protective of his godfather Prince Andrew, and vice versa. The Yorks and Harry are seemingly quite tight and don't criticize, don't say anything, no mention of Prince Andrew in that book. Meghan did make a rather judgmental comment about Prince Andrew at some stage, but Harry never has. He's criticized everyone else in the family, but he has maintained a silence about his godfather, Prince Andrew. Very interesting. And a lot of people speculate why that might be, and this rumor might possibly explain it. So 5 cards coming out. Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. We're going to look and see what the story is around this. And we've got, that's such an interesting card to come out as the underlying energy. And perhaps that's why I was interrupted in the previous reading. The Magician is the person that makes things happen. Has all the power, pulls all the strings, the puppet master, the person behind the green curtain, and making people dance. And that is allegedly, well, not allegedly, that is documented what the friend in question did with very, very famous, very powerful people across a wide range of areas, from sport to politics to entertainment. He really was incredibly influential. There's our magician. That is the magician, absolutely. So we're dealing with a very, very powerful person, a person who almost seemed to have magical powers at some level, and certainly seemed to cast a spell over people at some level as well, and perhaps allured them into doing things that were to their detriment, where he was known to record in all his premises and then to use that information to the disadvantage of the people who were being recorded. So there we have him, our magician. And very interesting card. So let's look at the situation. That's the underlying energy. It sits beneath the 5 cards of the actual reading. Tell us about the situation we are dealing with. Wow, we are dealing with the 10 of Swords, and that is the card of absolute ruin and devastation. It doesn't show the ruin and devastation as graphically as one might like, as certainly the Rider-Waite does. Normally somebody lying face down dead with 10 swords in their back. It's as far down as you can go in terms of your reputation, in terms of betrayal, in terms of bad reports about you. That is the Ten of Swords. The card is in the reverse. And that might indicate that there is some desire to hide that or prevent that level of ruin, that level of catastrophe. It has a very much a tower energy, the Ten of Swords, particularly in this reading. And so we are dealing with something that, if it ever emerged, if it turned out to be true, would be ruinous for our little prince in question, the Ginger Whinger. So let us see, did Harry ever, according to these cards, meet the man in question? I think he did. King of Wands. That's a very, very, very powerful energy. It's matching the fire here in this card. It's a match. It's an energetic match. So even though the man in question was an Aquarius, that is a fire sign kind of an energy, it is dazzling. It's impressive. It is follow me. It's partying, it's fun, it's entertainment, it's theatre, it's drama. It is also a very erotic card, the King of Wands. So I think that he did, according to these cards, that's my speculation, it's my interpretation of the energy. I think there is potential, according to this reading, for the two to have met and for our young prince to have been quite dazzled by this man. Really thought, wow, and might have been offered all kinds of entertainments from the King of Wands. But let's see. That to me is energy that says, yes, there is potential that the two of them might have met. Is there potential in the energy field here for Prince Harry perhaps to have availed of some of those services that the magician, the King of Wands, might have offered? We've got a Page of Cups in reverse. That's a problematic card for me because the page is a juvenile. It's possibly underage. Either or both parties in the transaction, if there was a transaction, might have been underage. Page of Cups is talking to me about young girls. Let's just say cups also tend to represent substances. We have got water, we have got a fish jumping. The fish jumping does seem a bit, and notice the stars in the firmament, and the stars in the firmament are very Aquarian. The fish jumping out of the water is a bit as if somebody has risen to the bait that has been offered in that cup. It's quite a mystical Page of Cups. It's very troubling to me as a reader, the energy coming off it. And of course, I have to remind you, I'm just reading energy and then speculating according to the energy that is coming to me. But yeah, I think that there has been something rather problematic, potentially in the energy here. There is potential there for that to have happened. Is there some level of mutual complicity, mutual guilt, mutual knowledge that keeps the nephew and the uncle, the godson and the godfather from ratting on each other, that keeps them quiet, that they're very careful around each other? Is there anything like that going on? We've got another page, and it's the Page of Wands, this one, and the Page of Wands, and look how this person is being hounded by an imp, being chased down the road. It's a dark tarot, this, obviously, the Edgar Allan Poe, so it brings a different level of sinisterness and menace to the reading, which is why I chose it. But I also wanted to know if it was going to show me any signs of water, and it did there with that Page of Cups. Now we've got another page. We've got a Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is communication. It's messages, it's PR, it's books that you might write about your youthful peccadillos, and it's in the reverse. Don't say it, don't talk, don't mention it, keep it quiet, keep it down low, and keep that imp that's hounding me. We don't want to see. We don't want people to know that there's an imp hounding me. Very, very, very interesting cards in this reading. Very interesting energy in this reading. Very interesting potential in this reading that one can speculate on. And the outcome, are we ever going to find out anything more factual, more firm about this rumor? And we may. Six of Cups in reverse. Six of Cups is about the past, and it is one of the cards that represents also, because it's about the past, it's about your childhood, represents children, and it's Six of Cups in reverse. So stories might come out about the past with that Six of Cups that are quite toxic, quite negative, quite troubling. That is the potential in the card, of course. Just have to remind you again, this is just looking at potentials here in the energy. And Six of Cups in reverse, something that's portrayed as innocent and sweet, my dear sweet childhood, that innocent time that I spent. Not really. There's some quite menacing figures in the clouds there looking down, and for all the innocence that the card depicts, the card is in the reverse. And we might hear actually, even possibly from some of the people who were involved, might at some stage decide to spill the beans and reveal some rather ugly experiences that they remember, as the card of memory. And when it's in the reverse, it's the card of past that might be very difficult, very toxic, that you don't want to remember, you would rather erase and forget. And so there we have it. That is the reading. Sorry it's so cryptic, but you can perfectly understand why. And just something I wanted to test the energy of. And yeah, we have got some answers there energetically in these cards. So thank you for watching, and I'm going to hop on to the next reading now.